Hello viewers, welcome back to Ekcel Academy's YouTube channel. So today it's Saturday evening and we are here presenting the current affairs weekly roundup, and this is our 16th session. We are focusing on the news bits that we found very interesting and relevant to our area of study between May 24th and May 29th. So here we present the news bits. Let us start with the GST deficit. So recently, that is yesterday, there was the GST Council meet, and the GST Council meet happened almost after 7 months. So GST Council meet will have the finance minister, and it will have the representatives of all the state governments, and it will have representation from RBI and other important financial institutions. So a lot of discussion and decisions have been taken in the yesterday's GST Council meet that has happened, and now it is very clear that again the central government has to borrow money from RBI, and this time central government is planning to borrow around 1.6 lakh crore rupees, and this is to meet the deficit that it has to give the state governments. So there are discussions on reducing or removing the taxation on COVID related equipments and vaccines and other things, and there has been some reduction given in the vaccine and medicine that is related to black fungus, and there is also news which says that the fine that will be levied on the late filing of GST and all those things will be reduced. So all these are some of the important discussions and decisions that have been taken in the GST Council meet. Right, let's go ahead. Nifty ends at record high for second day. So now what we are seeing is Indian stock markets are on a rally. Sensex and Nifty are way ahead of what it was maybe 1 year back or so. And what we see is Nifty has crossed 15,000 mark, and Sensex has crossed 50,000 mark. So this is something which is very interesting, and it is a time where a lot of people who had invested some time back would make a lot of money as well. Now we just have to wait and see how the Indian markets will perform in the days to come. Right, Delhi unlock process to begin from Monday. So the second wave more or less started first in Delhi, then we started hearing that the cases are increasing in Mumbai, and then it spread to the entire Maharashtra state, and then the cases increased in Bangalore, and one after the other every state started closing down. So now almost 90% of the country is under lockdown or partial lockdown. States like Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, all these places are under lockdown. So Delhi might be the first state to unlock the place. We just have to wait and see how effective or how good is this decision. Anyway, Tamil Nadu has extended the lockdown by another week till June 7th. Right, let's go ahead. Wheat procurement hits all-time high at 40 metric ton. Sorry. So this is one of the important things that has to happen, because we know lockdown is in place, and a lot of people see. One good thing that we have to observe here is we are hearing that a lot of people are passing away because of COVID, black fungus and all those things, but maybe whatever it is, God's grace, or you may call it proper planning, or the effective public distribution system that we have in the country. I don't know who should actually be credited for this, or the commitment of railways and the central government and the respective state governments, whoever it is. But one good thing that we are observing is there is no food shortage. That is one plus that we have. Not very far ago, even in 1960s, India suffered food shortage. That was the time Lal Bahadur Shastri gave a call to the nation to fast for a day in a week. So from that stage, which is not very long back, 50 years ago, to what we are today, there is drastic improvement that we have made as far as the food production is concerned. And the distribution of food is taking place. Railways is playing a very important role, and the procurement is also happening. And it's a good thing that we are not seeing at least people dying because of starvation. Let this continue, and let's remain safe and healthy. Right, Pfizer and Biotech COVID shot cleared for children in Europe. Now there is news everywhere telling that the third wave will target the children. So countries like Singapore were the first country to come out with this, and now Europe has cleared. India is also working on a vaccine which can be given for children even below the age of 5. So these are some of the things that we are listening with respect to third wave and the COVID in children. Right. Gold bonds issue price fixed at 4,889 per gram. See, there are 2-3 things that India imports a lot from the other countries. One is of course crude oil, second is the defense equipments, third is gold. Now Indians are very fascinated and we have very high levels of affinity when it comes to yellow metal. So government wants to curb the purchase of gold simply because it adds a lot of burden. It adds a lot of burden to the exchequer. So to avoid this, a committee was set up and the committee conducted research, they conducted a study and they came out and told that Indians buy gold because they see gold as an investment vehicle. So government of India thought, how about introducing gold bonds? So these gold bonds, if I remember correctly, comes with a lock-in period of 8 years and they also provide 2.5% rate of interest every year. And at the end of the 8th year, whatever is the gold price, for that the number of gold units that we would have purchased can be redeemed. This is how it works. But unfortunately, what is being observed in the past few years is these gold bonds are not doing all that great. So that entire study which told that Indians see gold as an investment avenue doesn't seem to be working. So the question still persists, why do Indians buy gold? So this is very, very difficult to answer. But anyway, so what we see here is RBI will be issuing gold bonds on behalf of the central government and it will be available both in the banks as well as in the online mode. So interested people can definitely buy and invest on gold. Right, let's go ahead. Paytm mulls 21,800 crore IPO in 2021, largest yet in India. So we just have to wait and see. Companies like Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, then we have Amazon. All these companies have changed the way in which we transact with money. See, money has many objectives, transaction or many motives, transactional motives, speculatory motive, and all these things which we study as a part of our theory in the banking and RBI chapters. So what do we see here is these companies have completely changed the way in which we spend our money, transact, pay, and all that. And now they are very slowly entering into other areas also. Using these apps, we can make our investments, we can pay our bills, we can do lot many things. So now Paytm is all set to come out with an IPO, and it is estimated that they would be trying to get 21,800 crore rupees. And it is told it will be one of the biggest IPOs in the country. Right. Committed to comply with local laws, work constructively with government, says Google's Pichai. Now even, let's see the next slide as well. Center accuses Twitter of trying to dictate terms to it. Then we have another news here which says that WhatsApp challenges new IT rules in Delhi High Court. Now what is this? Why are these companies talking about rules and regulations and all these things? What's exactly happening? So Indian government has come out with some rules and regulations which every social media company, every IT giant has to comply with. Be it Twitter, be it WhatsApp, be it Facebook, be it Google, everybody have to follow it. So these are something which is related to the privacy issue of the users. 2 days back there was a news telling that IG and FB and all these things will not be operating in India because they are not complying with the terms that has been set by the government. So there is this clash that is going on between these social media companies and IT giants and government of India. So we just have to wait and see where it all goes and stops. But keeping in mind the privacy issues related to data and people's personal life, it is good if these IT companies and social media companies follow the rules that have been laid by the government. So government is very unhappy with the behavior of Twitter and WhatsApp because they are challenging the government rules and they are also questioning. So Indian government has clearly told that Twitter is trying to dictate terms to it and it is not going to work in the country. If they want to continue operating in India, they have to follow the rule of the land, right? So just to inform you all, I think a few weeks back we had covered this news here. So just reminding, there is another app which is called the short messaging app like Twitter. It is called Koo. And Koo is of Indian origin. It is a company which is established, developed and which operates in India. And it has around 90 lakh users or something. I'm not very sure about the number of subscribers. But anyway, this is a company which is completely compliant with the rules and regulations that Indian government has set aside. This is just for your information. Right. Google working closely with Jio to build affordable smartphones. So Google, as we all know, is a giant when it comes to IT. Android belongs to them. The Android operating system belongs to them. And Jio, like all of us know, is one of the biggest telecommunication companies in the country. Jio is into telecommunication. They also produce the handsets and all that. So now Jio and Google are coming together. And whenever companies like Google and Reliance have done something, they disrupt the way in which the business operates. So we can expect something big happening very shortly. Right. Pension corpus under PFRDA swells over 6 lakh crore rupees. So what does PFRDA stand for? The Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority of India. This is another autonomous body like IRDA and RBI. So now there are two important pension schemes which government is operating. One is the National Pension Scheme NPS, other is the Atal Pension Yojana. So PFRDA was established 13 years back, and few years back Atal Pension Yojana was introduced, and NPS is there for quite some time. So these pension funds are collecting a lot of money, and for the first time it has crossed 6 lakh crore rupees. Right. India crosses 20 crore mark in vaccination coverage. This is huge because there are countries where the population is not more than 5 crore, 6 crore, 7 crores. So here we have covered 20 crore people, but 20 crore against 140 crores. That is where our challenge is. We are a thickly, densely populated country, so it takes time. It's quite obvious that our demand cannot be met by the supply, because there are hardly two companies which are, or three companies which are distributing vaccines in the country. It will definitely take time, but keeping all the constraints and the shortcomings that we have, India has still managed to cover 20 crore people and it has vaccinated. So that's a positive news that we get during this pandemic. Anyway, so with this we end this session. If you have liked the video, please do hit the like button. If you have any doubts, you can leave it in the comment section. If you know any friends who look for this kind of update, you can please share our videos with them. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do subscribe. Thank you so much.